Welcome back. We're here at the scenario, and as you all are aware by now, we're doing a show today on domestic violence. I have a special guest here that we decided to record a phone call with, Marcus, who's going to talk with us today a little bit about his own personal history where domestic violence is concerned. Marcus, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Now, like you said, I'm from Pulaski, Tennessee, a historical place that has a bad rep, which I think just the situation here in the environment where it kind of tends to breed domestic issues between blacks and whites because it's just a struggle within of the mentality of the hatred and the which also causes some of our brothers to be self-hatred on a sub-level that they can understand. So I just kind of want, to express some of those things because I know I was one to deal with that, which would be a case of depression, you know what I mean, when you don't really know your worth. So you tend to get in relationships with people and you don't know how to behave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So culturally speaking, what were the attitudes toward domestic violence growing up in your community?
Okay. First off, I grew up in an all-black neighborhood, and it was family-oriented. I also had both of my parents at the same time, and then there was homes that, maybe a mother was head of the household and had sons and children and things like that. But as overall, we all got along together as a community and lifted one another and had our rough times together. With that being said, families, I don't know, it's different things that go on in different people's households. Myself, I've seen my share of disagreeing, and what I've observed as a youngster, that something, as a man, I learned from a man that a man had to be a man in domestic issues, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, that being said, I had a respect for the male role of protecting the woman and providing for family. So, but at times a woman can create an obstacle for the man to actually do that job. And therefore, a man may have an emotion that he cannot control or discipline.
Okay, so what's your earliest recollection of domestic violence, as far as whether it's been perpetrated by you or anyone else?
Okay, well, me myself, it's a lot of things that I had to curb in my life. Just growing up a lot of males, you know what I'm saying? This day and age, guys grow up. Like I said, I had both my parents and also had grandparents, that I spent a lot of time with. They had children like uncles and things like that. And what I learned was tough love, which is rare nowadays, and I understand because of the path that I was led through, which ended up, I might have caught a couple charges domestically, but at the same time, I'm not an abusive person. You know what I'm saying? It's just frustration and things that after you mature, you got to get a hold of them things. Is pretty much my example.
Okay, so when you say, for instance, when you say tough love, what equates to tough love?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about the corporal punishment for one, the whippings. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some kids get whippings, some kids didn't get whippings. What poses a problem? I'm speaking from my opinion, but I also grew up amongst my peers that had the same upbringing, and the kids that got the whippings tend to have more control over themselves because they understand the consequences of their actions. They respect. I'm not saying they're going to do right, but they respect the consequences a little more better than the person that really gets by with not having to concern with certain outcomes of their actions. Because we all have rights. So I cannot agree with something But that tough love make me want to be assertive and not passive. So therefore, you might come at a situation as a friend and lose a friend by actually addressing something and it becomes a dispute. You know what I'm saying? Because you might actually touch an emotion. And with something, and that's another path I had to take was being able to effectively evaluate the other person's feelings, or so just put yourself in their shoes. And that was something. It was hard for me to compromise because I was trying to do me, and that's selfish overall.
Okay. So let me ask you this: do you feel that corporal punishment is something that contributes to a person leaning toward domestic violence, or do you think that the lack of corporal punishment?
Man, it's funny because it really depends on the individual, because you can effectively do something, then others may do something out of spite. Now, black homes have a lot of problems, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be hard to issue effective corporal punishments dealing with those problems at the same time. So you actually dealing with an emotional person, or, you know what I'm saying? Because corporal punishment is not your parents snapping on you or something like that because they upset about their life. It's, it's more effective when you overstand the situation, you issue it, and you let whoever know, and that's what the child learns at an early age, which I think the adult don't respect it, so boundaries get crossed between these different individuals.
Okay. So at what point did it occur to you that the behaviors that you were exhibiting were problematic?
The behaviors caught up with me. I ended up in jail, so a couple of times. The first time let me know, okay, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You pay the fine, do the probation, you go locked up, and that's what it is. You come out of that situation. But, I thought I would kind of be smart enough to not repeat mistakes, but end up finding myself in the same situation. And I'm looking like, okay, I changed my life to deal with certain things, but yet I still react a certain way to a certain situation. Pretty much what pinpointed that, okay, maybe I can think abroad about how what I don't like may be my personal problem, you know what I'm saying? And once I understood that gave me leverage to think about another person's problem, because I know what my problem is versus the person or my opponent or oppressor. You know what I'm saying? So I know what my situation is, and a lot of times we don't have a voice as a black man, and that's where erratic or frustration behavior dominates our character at times.
So what changes did you make to modify that type of behavior or that type of response to what you felt would lead you toward what you call erratic behavior?
Okay. As far as the corporal punishment, back to the childhood thing, my mother also instilled the spirituality into me, and my dad supported that also. And that's kind of was the issue of the corporal punishment that made it understandable. It's like I messed up. You know what I'm saying? God see where I messed up at. And that's another thing they have you in domestic issues. It's like, where's your spirituality at? You will find some of the hardest working, best people behind bars and abusing drugs and alcohol and things just to cope to do their jobs. You know what I'm saying? And once they hit a rough spot, that whatever the emotion they bottled up inside them, it just explodes. It's kind of like a ticking time bomb. And it's less fortunate for the people that's already suffered abuse as a child to grow up like that. I really don't see the relationship being productive unless you counter some of these issues you identify and counter. And like I said, and your question was jail. I mean, who wants to go to jail for dumb stuff? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it made me feel childish that something I can say better than my enemy or opponent gets me in trouble every time. You know, it's like I really didn't want to go there, but it's like you're back against the wall. You have to understand how to come out of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what resources would you suggest, or what changes would you suggest to anybody who finds himself in that particular place where you were?
Okay, me personally, I'm just saying me because I really wouldn't know what works best for others, but really strong. I listened to Minister Farrakhan. I had the privilege to go up to Washington, D.C. and be a part of the Million Man Justice for All march. I mean, march and speeches. And what led me there was domestic. You know, it's like, and I know how to behave now. So it's not like I'm battling with an issue of going back to jail and things like that. But the more I want to learn, it's like I listen to Minister Farrakhan because it's, a lot of, and people like that. It's like a movement for, the brothers, and I jumped on the movement and try to get some of these resources that other brothers have that are effective for organizations in their communities. And I'm already a part of the community dealing with music, and I got to give them more than what the industry offers, because the industry is offering more poisons. So you got to figure out rhyme and reason is my purpose. And I have children, so that's first and foremost. I'm sorry I even skipped over them like that. I have children that I have a son that I want to grow up and be a man or a king even better, or a lord even better than that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to show these kids. My most domestic situation, it was kids in the house. They wasn't my kids. Shout out to Junior Ness and Lil Tony. I cooked up with them recently. But, I looked at how young I was. I could have done better if I'd known better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we really appreciate you sharing with your perspective. We really appreciate the time. Thanks a lot, and we look forward, obviously, to having other opportunities to hear from you how things progress as you find yourself on this particular path.
All right. I appreciate being a part of what you're doing, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. It was good talking to you.
All right, thank you. We'll catch up later, bro.
All right.
One.
Peace.